Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back with another stream. Well, you know what? I had an impulse buy, and I decided to buy a SR20 on FSEconomy. I love this plane. I've got the Bambino Games SR20. It's from vFlyteAir, which is a wonderful plane. I really love to fly it, and cost me about $260,000. But and I bought it actually on this grass strip in Pennsylvania, and I've flown it here to Akron, Ohio, where I am now. And I decided I'm going to do a new series for X-Plane with FSEconomy, and it's going to be getting this plane to Hawaii. That's the goal. Get this plane to Hawaii. We'll see. I mean, I'm told that I can crate it up and fly it to Hawaii from like California, the mainland, and that's the plan. But first we've got to get from Ohio to California, preferably Los Angeles, so that we can take care of that. So it's going to be a series. I don't know how many it's going to take, but you know, the Cirrus has a pretty decent range, so we're only going to go about 140 miles today in the first episode here, but we're going to do a little evening flight. It's about 5:30 at night right now in X-Plane, and we're going to do an evening flight to, I believe we're going to Canton. Yeah, Canton International. All right, so let me just show you what I'm going to do here. So there's my flight. Pretty simple flight, straightforward from Akron to Canton. It's 141 nautical miles, and when I get there, I'll figure out how to land on the runway. There's the FSEconomy. I can only carry 2 passengers because I have 50 gallons of fuel, and right here it's saying current fuel load. I can only have 2 passengers, so that's fine. I'll make a little bit of money, enough to cover gas, and that's the whole idea. Is I'm flying across country here to get this to California. You know, the whole idea is to make a little money. So let me just show you my aircraft. So now I got 2 planes. Got the King Air, which I'm going to move someplace where it gets rented more because it's not being rented at all. And now I've got the this Cirrus, so I'm looking forward to getting this guy to California, and then off to crate it up and then off to Hawaii. So that's the plan, and I hope I can make it. We shall see. So we're cold and dark right now. I gotta get my flight plan loaded. I think I have it. Just make sure I got it loaded here. Alright, yeah, we're going to Dayton. And it should be a lot of fun. So let's get in the plane here, guys. Alright, what a beautiful plane. I love this plane. Alright, cold and dark, so let's get our batteries on. Get everything loaded here with the avionics off. Batteries on, so let's get our mixture to full. Prop in about 25%. Clear prop. Nice easy startup. Good, beautiful. Let's get our alternators on. Avionics, nav light, strobe. Let's get the landing lights on. Doesn't have taxi lights. I don't know why, but all right. Now let's get our flight plan loaded up here. And we are good to go. All right. So we're gonna have to find our runway here, take off, and well, let's get FSEconomy loaded up. First step. All right, we got 50 gallons of fuel, and 2 passengers, and we're good to go. All right, cool. 141 nautical miles. Get good. I always get good. Oh wow, 16. That's not good. Why am I only getting 16? I was getting a lot more. Maybe because there's a lot of what do you call it? I was getting like 25 before. All right, let's go. Let's taxi. So brakes off. Hopefully those frame rates will change once I get off the ground here. So a runway right here. Alrighty. I hope we'll get better frame rates. Oh man. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I might have to restart X-Plane. I don't want to have to do that, but I think I need to. Let me just, you know what? Let me restart X-Plane because I'm not happy with these frame rates. Just easier to do this, and this way I know we'll be in better shape. Won't take long to load up, and we'll have a better flight. Alright, so where we have to go, where are we going to? We're at KCAK. New flight, SR20. Yeah, that's customized KCAK. We'll just take off right from the runway. You guys can't see this stuff, but get this thing loaded up and rolling. Thanks for joining the stream. So the theme now is going to be, I'm getting this, I just bought this SR20, and I bought this grass field in Pennsylvania, I'll say it again, and I'm going to get this thing to California and then crate it up and ship it to Hawaii. I want to have an SR20 in Hawaii. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. We shall see. Worst case, it's in California. But people were telling me that I can do this, so we'll find out. Paid about $250,000 for the SR20, and it is my favorite plane, really, to fly in X-Plane. Set a restart X-Plane here and make sure everything's running properly. Say hello in the chat if you'd like. It takes a little time to load up, even though I got SSDs. I don't know why it takes so damn long. We'll get off the ground as soon as I'm loaded here. Alright. I don't know why it's taking so damn long, but it's taking a long time. I don't think it's hung up. You guys have the same kind of problem when you're loading X-Plane up? I don't know why. Sometimes it just takes forever to load up. It just seems like it's stuck. Maybe it is stuck. And just when I think it's stuck, then it'll start, you know, the progress bar will start. You can see the progress bar right there. It's just Seems to be stuck. Do I have to kill this thing and restart it? Did it crash on loading, or is it really loading scenery? Not sure. Seems to be stuck. Give it a few more seconds and then I'm gonna... Oh, there we go. Alright, cool. Finish loading. Alright, that's a good sign. Come on, baby. I don't know why it's taking so damn long. Done with preloading. Man, that took a long ass time. I don't know why it always says it's loading the Cessna. It's not, it's loading the SR20. And here we go. Here we go. Alright, let me just switch a couple things here. I'd like to turn the glass off. Alright, let's see what kind of frame rates we're getting. Well, it's still 18, 17, so I guess it's just, must be the airport. Alright, so let's get our battery on. Mixture in, and gas to about 25. Clear prop. Good start. Alright, let's get our alternator on. Avionics. Get our lights on. Alright, let's load up our flight plan. Beauty. Alright, we're all set to go. Just gotta get FSEconomy running. Gallons of fuel, 2 passengers. And let's see. En route, good to go. Alright, cool. So we got our, you can see in the upper left hand corner, we got the flight plan laid out and flight plan go. Don't need to fly too high. We're at 1200. I think 2479 is probably pretty good. So we'll keep it right there. And anything else we need to do? Flaps to 1. Good to go. All right, let's go. Full power. Release the brakes. Right rudder. Keep her centered. I'm not used to driving like looking like that. I gotta change my views. Alright, ready, and rotate. Nice. Okay, gain some airspeed, get up to 80 knots, and then we'll put the flaps up. Flaps up. We are good to go. And we can start to make our turn. Sun's coming down. By the time we get there, probably be having a evening landing. There's the airport right there. Hopefully the frame rates will improve, and they seem to be already. So we're starting to gain some speed. Bring it up to altitude. Yeah, it was kind of an impulse buy. The last stream I was talking about getting an SR20 and how there isn't one in Hawaii, and I love flying in Hawaii, and I'd like to have one in Hawaii, so, you know, why not? It's only play money anyway. So I bought myself a virtual SR20 in FSEconomy. Then I said, hey, how about putting a series together and we'll fly to different places, get this thing to interesting places, FSEconomy, get it to the West Coast, crate it up, put it in a bigger plane, and fly it over. So I'm hoping that I have to figure out if I can put it in the B1900D. If I can crate it up and put it in that would be great, because I own one of those. So hopefully that has the range to get to Hawaii. We shall see. I'll have to figure all that out. I kind of like doing this without figuring it all out, but you know, like I said, worst comes to worst, I end up having this nice plane in California, or maybe I'll move it up to Northern California, or I could have it in Southern California, and then I could fly it with FSEconomy and Pilot Edge. All right, we should pick up our GPS now. And we should fly nicely at altitude here. Not sure why the plane's going down. Let's see if it holds there. Yeah, I still think there's a few things that need to be worked out with the autopilot with this plane. I would think that you should be able to turn the altitude selector, and when you turn it, if you wanted to go up, you turn it up, and it would take you up, and that doesn't work. So we'll have to figure that out. I got plenty of gas here, so I'm gonna kind of keep the pedal to the metal. See what kind of frame rates you're getting. All right, we're getting 20. As long as they're 20, I'm happy. Amir, yes, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Yes, it's FlyInside. I'm using an Oculus Rift, and yeah, we're using FlyInsideXP to fly this plane in VR. So exactly right. So let's see what kind of time we have here. Well, we got about an hour, so maybe I'll speed this flight up a little bit. We'll see. But if you guys are familiar with the vFlyteAir SR20, they recently added the ability to have terrain. This is called terrain radar. You have to have that plug-in terrain radar, and then you have the modification for this plane that allows you to have the terrain, which is great. Because before it was just a black screen, so it does gives you that terrain capability, and also it's got let me see here. It's got the map. I can either go topology or I can go terrain. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's just check our engine stats. We're burning a lot of gas, so let me see if I can just pull back the lean it out a little bit here. All right, that's good. So yeah, well, you know, I remember. I don't know if you guys have been with the channel for a while, you know that I had a series where I was going across country. From JFK, and I was going to end up in LAX, and I never finished it because I got sidetracked with FSEconomy, and Pilot Edge and stuff, and I just never finished it. One thing I don't like is these. So, unfortunately, I got to episode like 7, I think. So now I said, you know what? Let me do this, a new series, and there's no time limit, or there's no pressure to get it done, and I'll just take my time getting this plane across country and make a little money on FSEconomy as I do it. And, you know, hopefully be able to get it to Hawaii. If not, some other cool place. So I just thought it'd be kind of cool to do. And I was kind of looking for a new series to do with X-Plane 11 VR. So kind of thought of it, dawned on me and thought this would be kind of cool. Let's get this SR20 to Hawaii. Unfortunately, not a lot of scenery to see in central Ohio, but... So, if you're not familiar with the SR20, let me just show you what we got here. So I like to put nearest airport up there so I can see in case I need to land somewhere. I know 6 nautical miles there's an airport that I can find. I also put the inset in, okay, and declutter it. So I've got it right there. And it doesn't have the map on the inset, but it's still right there so I can see if I'm on my GPS vector. And then you got your transponder here. Let me go back here. You got your transponder here, and you want to be squawking altitude at 1200 if you're VFR, which is what we are. Go back here, and right down here is the clock. See, it's 17:09, so 5:10 in the evening. I wish the clock was a little bigger. There was a bigger clock somewhere. Clock's important, you know. And I wish it was a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I know, you know, it's right here. Look, it says local time, 17:09. You got your GPS stats right up here, so you can see your next leg. Okay, this is your comm information. So if you want to change your radios and stuff, you got that information right here. Over here, same GPS, but here you've got your trip, your destination, your full trip. So it's telling me I'm going to KDAY, 124 nautical miles. And I've got 47 minutes, telling me what my bearing is, etc. I just flipped out of, this happens a lot with FlyInside. You flip in and out of X-Plane. I think when you change scenery sometimes that happens. So anyway, a pretty nice layout. And now, if those of you know about X-Plane 11, in 1.0, which is going to be coming out, you know, I guess in a couple of weeks or whatever. They're working on it now. It's in beta now, and I think they've had 3-point releases. Anyway, they have the new G1000, the Laminar Research G1000. Looks to be pretty damn good. And if it functions anything like the 530, or ends up functioning anything like the 530, it'll be a solid navigation tool. Now, vFlyteAir uses their own model of a G1000, which is a work in progress, and you know it works. It has your flight plan information and all that stuff. And, you know, my thought was, okay, well, now that Laminar has their own system, will these guys be just switching over to the stock one? And the answer is no, they're going to stay with their own. Now, I would imagine it's probably a pretty big switch over because this plane I'm flying in is coded to use their own system, right? So I'm sure it wouldn't be an easy thing to switch over to Laminar's, because Laminar did say that they were going to make their G1000 system available to third parties. So we'll see where that goes. As you know, like a lot of the Carinata planes all have 530s on them or 430s. So we'll see as time goes by how many planes get the G1000 from Laminar. You know, for me, I'm happy with this. It gets me where I'm going. I use the FMS upload anyway to program it. It's just easier to do rather than fumble with it in VR. So it works just fine for me. But anyway, pardon me. All right. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. Is I'm gonna turn the clock ahead a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, you can actually pop these out and get them closer to you like this. See. Alright, so let's go outside the plane here. Kind of a cool angle of view right there. Undercarriage of the plane. I just love the lines of this plane. I really do. I mean, if I ever hit the lottery and get my private pilot's license, an SR22 is probably the plane I'd want to buy. That's a little bit more expensive than this one. I'd be happy with this one. I think you could probably pick this one up for like a cool 300,000 in real life. You know, fully, you know, featured. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have. But that's a pipe dream. Got to hit the lottery to do that. I just love the way that plane looks. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking? Did a lot better with the water with the recent 11.5 release. You got reflections in the water and stuff. They've done a lot better with that. I got my landing lights on. Yeah, I got my landing light on. Well, thanks for checking the stream out. Appreciate it. Episode 1 of getting my Cirrus SR20 to Hawaii. Not sure how long it's going to take, but at 150 knots, it's going to take some time. That's okay. I got plenty of time. Oops. This is one problem that happens with the good news is that the new version of... Oops. The new version of FlyInside does allow you to use the mouse to look around the cabin. You can see I can look in the back there. There's the back of the cabin. Nice comfortable seating in this plane, but sometimes it gets a little squirrely. And you have to adjust it. So, there you go. We can move over to this side of the plane. Get that out of the way. Look out the window over here. Check it out as a passenger side. I never fly from this side. I should fly from this side. I could use the right hand of the yoke to do it. I'm just so used to flying this plane from the left side. What's a nice view from over here? I mean, right down to the compass. The compass looks so cool in 3D. This is a really well-modeled plane. You know, it's amazing to me because, you know, these planes, when VR, like planes like this, and even the Coronados, and even the stock, like the 172, they weren't designed to be VR planes, but FlyInside, I guess through their code, is able to turn it into 3D, and I guess it has something to do with the way the plane is modeled, because there are some things, like on some of the planes that are flat, are 2D, and some are 3D, like for example, in the Coronado Seneca V5, the clock is flat, it's 2D, but everything else is like 3D. So when they design the planes, they use 3D designs, so it's just, you know, it's pretty cool. All right, you gotta remember to switch your tanks in the SR20, because it doesn't have a both selection. It's got one or left or right tank. So right now we're on the. You look here. This is the gas indication. So our left tank is a little low. So I just switched over to the right because you want to be balanced. running into some stuttering or for some reason. Don't ask me why. This happens every once in a while. I'm not dropping frames or anything. Let me see if I can go back inside the plane what it's like. Yeah, for some reason my system is stuttering. I'm not sure what's going on here. Just check something here. Yeah, my CPU is cranking. What's killing the CPU here? I'm popping up to 95. Wow, it's wild. Let's see, what can I kill here? I don't know why that's happening. I don't see anything that's. I'm looking at my CPU, background processing, CF bootstrap. What's happening in the background? I'm looking at my. Yeah, for some reason it's. Oh, anti-malware service executable? What? Windows Defender is running? Maybe that's what's running. We're doing better now, let's see. CPU is still going up to 97%. Gotta figure this out, guys. I mean, I could kill Chrome, but then I can't see chat. Looks like it's a little better now. Yeah, it looks like it's better now. Okay, cool. I don't know what the hell was going on there. It was weird. Give this little underview to show you the underbelly of the plane. Yeah, for some reason my CPU was just cranking there. Well, a cell tower there, a radio tower. Right in the middle of nowhere. I think I need a faster CPU, although X-Plane's only running at 30% of the CPU. Or maybe I need to get a streaming PC. It's just something specifically for streaming. But that's only using like 10%. I don't know. Turn off Windows Defender maybe while I'm running it. In fact, let me see if I can do that. How the hell do I turn off Windows Defender? Never done it before. Let's see, where is it? Open. I got virus threat off. I got device firewall and network protection is all I'm running. Oh, it did a threat definition update. Oh, that was yesterday. I don't know. Not sure what's going on. But anyway, it seems to be fine now, so. All right, we're getting close to the halfway point here. What we got? 88 miles left to go. 33 minutes. So these are going to be some long trips. I got to see what the range is on this plane. I think it's about 500 miles, so that's a pretty good trip. I might do like a couple of long ones. Although I'd have to load it up with fuel, so I wouldn't, only be able to carry 2 passengers, but that's okay. $100 in fuel or $150 in fuel. And if I'm making, $2,000 or something, or $3,000, then I'm making money on the trip. So that's the idea, to make some money while I get out there, and then hopefully crate her up and get her out to Hawaii. Should be fun. Wonder if I could hire someone to do it. Maybe I could. If any of you guys understand FSEconomy and all that crating and stuff, let me know your thoughts, because I'm going to have to figure all that out as I go along here. Usually I don't dive into something until I know exactly what is ahead of me, but I figured this time we'll just do it. What the hell? So thanks for watching the stream, guys. Say hello in the chat. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, please do. Stream a lot of X-Plane 11 in VR, and also other VR content, sometimes Aerofly, not too often FSX, sometimes FSW, Flight Sim World, although it's not my favorite flight. Well, it's really a flight sim game, I think. You guys can yell at me for that, but I really think of it more as a game than a real flight simulator. It doesn't have real world navigation, so to me it's a game. Flight Simulator has real-world navigation to me. But anyway, but I do some FSW. I also Train Simulator sometime, although I haven't done that in quite some time. TSW, Train Sim World, which has really improved over the last couple of months. Thinking about getting back into that, but I'm mostly in VR and X-Plane. But also been playing some Gold Rush the game lately. Came out. I was kind enough. The folks at Code Horizon were kind enough to give me a copy, and it's a really fun game. It still has a lot of bugs in it, but they're working on fixing it. But basically what you do is, if you're familiar with Gold Rush, the show on Discovery Channel, what you do is you start with a shovel and a bucket, and you rent a claim, and you start digging and make gold, and the idea is to build your way up to different tiers of mining. So Tier 1 is the shovel and a sluice box. Tier 2 is a mobile wash plant and a small excavator. And Tier 3 is like a big wash plant with a trommel, and you're processing with a front loader and moving lots of soil. And I think there's 3 claims right now in the game. I'm still in the first claim. But it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. So I've been streaming that a little bit, so if you guys are interested in that game, be sure to check that out, and should be a lot, I'm trying to build up my empire in Gold Rush. Just something a little different from X-Plane, although X-Plane is my favorite thing to do, for sure, on the PC. Especially flying this beautiful plane. And by the way, I wasn't paid to say that. I bought this plane myself. vFlyteAir did not give me this plane. I paid for it $35 myself. And I'm happy that I did. In fact, the story is I bought a Coronado SR22, which I thought would be awesome. And it had the Coronado G1000, which turned out to be a piece of garbage. And the plane, although it's beautiful eye candy, just gets horrible frame rates. I'm talking about like 14, 15 frames per second in VR, and it's just awful. And even in 2D was pretty bad. So I returned it, and they took it back. I bought it from X-Plane.org, and they took it back, and the person who refunded my money suggested this plane. So I did a little research, and I saw that these guys stand behind their product. They're constantly updating them. They're trying to improve them. It's not like they want you to pay as you go. Once you buy it, you're a customer. You own the plane, and their idea is to upgrade it and make it better and better and better. And I love that. I love that philosophy. So I bought this plane, and from the first time I flew it, it was awesome. Great frame rates in VR for the most part. Sometimes it bogs down, but you know, for the most part, well, now we're at 16, 17, 18. For the most part, you're in the 20s, and sometimes even higher than that. So it's a really fun plane to fly. Feels very realistic to me. I mean, I've never flown one in real life, but it just feels very realistic. It handles really well, and it's consistent in the way it handles, and I really love it. So anyway, wasn't paid to say that. Like I said, I bought this plane, and it's turned out to be my favorite plane. So anyway, that's my commercial for vFlyteAir. Hey Donovan, how you doing? Thanks for checking the stream out. Yeah, you can't get into Gold Rush. It's not for everybody. Some people are like, oh my God, you know, how could it take that long to dig in the dirt, and how boring? And I totally get that. But for me, it's kind of a personal thing. I grew up as a little kid. My grandfather owned a construction company, and I was always with him on the jobs, and you know, operating machinery when I was not operating, but sitting with him in big machinery when I was like, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I remember vividly that, and it just kind of like stuck with me. That's why playing those games kind of reminds me of that. So that's why it's kind of cool to me. But I'm happy to be back on the SR. I love this plane, like I said before, and I'm going to get this thing to Hawaii by hook or by crook in FSEconomy. So anyway, yeah, thanks for checking the stream out, and sorry those Gold Rush, you know, videos aren't your thing, and you know, I kind of got caught up in doing a lot of them just because I was getting started. But now that I'm kind of like in the groove of it, I'm gonna lay back a little bit more and get back more into the X-Plane stuff and continue with this series. It'll be kind of fun. So anyway. I could fly this plane forever. Like I said, I could, if someone told me you could only buy one plane in X-Plane 11, this would be the one. This would definitely be the one. And it even goes pretty fast for a GA plane. I mean, we're, what are we, where's my ground speed? 158 ground speed. Pretty quick. I wonder what river that is. Is that the Ohio River? Let's see. Let's see if we can tell which river that is. Well, it's not a river at all. Looks like it's a lake. It's the Delaware Reservoir, actually. No, that's cool. I didn't take it as complaining, Donovan, at all. No worries about that. It's just not for everybody. You know, I've had people tell me on stream when I'm playing it, how could you play this game? It's boring. I get that. You know, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. But I really think that it's huge. It was the #3 selling game last week on Steam. So there's a lot of people interested. The group on Facebook instantly grew to like 8,000 people. There's a lot of people. I think they got like $300,000 in their Kickstarter, which is a lot of money for a gaming company. And Code Horizon has done other ones. They did a game called Big Machine, so things along those lines. So if you like that construction stuff, they do a lot of that. But I really believe that, Farming Simulator is huge. And I played that for a little while, and honestly, I got bored of that game. I really did. But Gold Rush, the game, if they can build in multiplayer, which they're saying is they're not even talking about doing it, that would be really impressive. Because if you could have 5 people working on a mine, it'd be pretty wild, And I think as they improve it and get the graphics better and the physics of the equipment is pretty bad right now. Like, they've got a lot of work to do in that. But if they can get that realistic, it's going to be pretty cool. And think about it in VR. That would be even wilder, right? Walking around a gold mine in VR and getting into heavy equipment in VR, that would be... If they can bring it to VR, I'm not saying it's going there. I'm sure it's a lot of place to go, long ways to go with that, but that would be pretty cool. Oh, I would just like to sit in the right seat in real life one day. That would be a joy. It's just, to me, it's the sexiest plane, the sexiest GA plane. I know the diamonds are beautiful, the DA40, whatever it is, those are cool looking, sleek planes. But to me, this plane, I don't know, it's just something about it. Maybe it's because it's got the parachute, And I know it's got safety built into it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just something about this plane I love. I really do. I mean, my favorite's the SR22, but I would take a 20, no problem. But yeah, and I would love to just sit in the right seat in real life. All right, what do we got here? 58, we're 22 minutes away. 58 nautical miles away, so we're getting there. What time is it? So it's going to be about close to 8 o'clock when we get there. Sorry, close to 6 o'clock when we get there. I guess I got to move over a little bit here. It should be lined right up with the PFD there. Does it stand for personal? Is it personal flight director? I don't know. I think it's PFD and MFD. The left one's the PFD, the right one's the MFD. I'm not sure. I think. I'm pretty sure the right one's the MFD. Anyway. Yeah, I'd love to fly one in real life. That would be awesome. Yeah, VR would be cool on Gold Rush, wouldn't it? Walk around the claim, pick up the gold, grab the gold pan, put the gold pan in the bucket with your touch controller. That would be pretty damn cool. Anything that breaks you away from using a gamepad or keyboard and using touch controllers would be pretty cool. Let me see something here, because I haven't checked and seen if they've yeah, multiplayer is a must. I just want to see if they've added this. I got my touch controller on here, so I want to see if I can do anything with any of it. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can press these buttons. Oh yeah. Okay, so we got some touch control capability now in the Cirrus. Can I grab the throttle? Nope. I do flaps. I think I might be able to do flaps. Can I do oxygen? Yep. Okay. Let's see. Can I do What else would I want to do here? Can I do, can I touch these buttons? Let me just see if I can do declutter. Oh, yeah, look at that. Declutter didn't work. Let's see if I can go to engine. Nope. That didn't work. Alright, so it doesn't really, touch controller doesn't really work. I can put it outside the window. Look at that. Hey, what's up, guys? Touch the wing while you're flying. See if I can grab this. Nope, that doesn't work. If I grab that, nope. Can I do this? Yeah, I could turn the AC on. Okay. So there's some things you can do. Isn't that odd? Like, some little things work and some don't. Like, why is that, right? Why does the air conditioner work, right? But a lot of the other stuff doesn't work. That's weird. But anyway. I don't like flying with touch controllers anyway. Thank you. Primary function display and what is the other one? Multi-function display. Okay. Primary function display, multi-function display. I knew it was PFD MFD. Just got the acronym screwed up. Alright, I wonder how many days it's going to take us to get this plane to California. It's a long-ass trip. Let's see what kind of frame rates we're getting. 17, 18, not very good. Not very good. Seems the frame rates have gone down since the terrain radar has been on there. I don't know, it could be a coincidence. Let me get my lights on. Okay, Dayton is not showing up yet on the nearest airports. I guess it wouldn't. These are all 6 miles away, so. All right, primary flight display and multi-flight display or multi-function display? Primary flight display, multi-function display, probably, right? Right. Primary flight, multi-function. That makes sense. All right, thank you for the lesson. Primary flight over there, right here. Primary flight, multi-function. PF, MF. I wonder why this doesn't have taxi lights. Kind of odd. And the other thing is, like, you know, I gotta switch the tank over again to the left one. You would think that in the SR they would have a both capability. Oh, maybe because, oh, I know why. You can't do both because the wings are separated. That makes sense. In the 172, it's a single wing, so both tanks are basically connected to each other. In this case, the tanks are on separate sides of the airplane, so you can't have a both. That makes sense. Alright, so I think this would be kind of cool. What do you guys think? A series on getting to Hawaii. Kind of cool. But I do like FSEconomy. It gives you a reason to fly, you know? It gives you something to... a purpose in flying. You're not just flying from here to there or, you know, buzzing around or looking for... It gives you a purpose. So now, you know, I came up with a purpose. I bought this plane and I want to get it somewhere. So there's a purpose. Which is cool, right? That gives you... it gives you incentive to continue to play the game and makes it fun, you know? Just check my engine to see how things are running here. Alright. Let's see, RPMs are fine, a little high. Everything's looking in the green, except my oil pressure is a little high. Let's see, what is this? Alternator. Why is alternator 1 at 26? That's weird. Oh, it's probably because it's used the most, I guess. The both voltage buses are okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, I didn't realize you had this. Awesome. Fuel calculation. Used 16.6 gallons, 39 remaining, 2 hours and 40 minutes. So we've got a 421 nautical mile range. So when we started, we're at about 40 miles. So it's got about a 520 mile range, this plane. So I could probably easily do like a 500 mile trip, or 450 just to be safe. Anti-ice, oxygen, ETG. Got my RPMs right at the peg here. Oil pressure's fine. Yeah, so it's nice that you can bring this close like that. You can bring this close too. So, although I wish this one wasn't this close. You can't move it, can you? Oh, you can move it. All right. That's better right there. Oh, that's awesome. So I could just do that. And I could see anything. And then if I can go to the map. Oh, that's awesome. I got to do that more often. I'm sure you guys can see that, but this is much better. And can I move this? I can't move it up and down, but I can move it left and right. That's fine, like right there. Brings everything nice and close. Beautiful. It's a cool feature. You think it's, yeah, well it says nav lights, but usually you have nav lights and taxi lights, right? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, we're 34 miles away. About 13 minutes. But this is a nice feature, isn't it? Click on that. Boom, right there. And we can easily see our range and stuff. Air data, density. Outside air temperature, 66 Fahrenheit. Yeah, so if I want to see this, I just go boom, click on it, and it's right there. Very nice. Do a nice job, and it's all in 3D too, which is even nicer. Hey, 5 people in the stream. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Hey, listen, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Bambino Games. I do a lot of VR, flight sim, and X-Plane 11. And focus on helping people understand how to use VR for flight simming and for other things, but mostly flight simming. And play a few other games like Gold Rush and American Truck Simulator. Once in a while. I haven't played that in a long time, but I do have that. And actually, I was thinking about selling my Logitech wheel because I just don't play that game anymore. I wanted to keep it for Project Cars 2, which I'm thinking about getting. Anyway, yeah, so consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you do, hit that little bell icon. Because when you hit the bell icon, that's going to notify you if I put up a new video. Or if I'm streaming, you'll get an email notification and you'll know to join the stream. So I'm going to be streaming these, get my Cirrus, my Cirrus SR20 to Hawaii episodes at least once a week, maybe a couple times a week, probably in the evening. And so looking forward to that. You need a purpose to fly, and this is going to be my purpose. All right, we got 29 nautical miles to Dayton. CPU's starting to slow down again. I got to figure that out. I think what I'm going to do here is, let me just change the time. Flight configuration. Ooh, flight configuration. I'm going to make it a little bit later. So we can have a nighttime landing. How's that? Let's do that. I think I could turn these lights on. Where is it? There you go. Those lights work. Gives you a little extra light there. Don't really need them, but actually don't have any effect whatsoever, it seems. Any more lights? Nope, that's going to be about it. All right, cool. Let's just check our... All right, so we got 9 minutes, 35... what's this? Sorry, 25 nautical miles. You can't see it on the range yet. Where's my range? Oh, I got to go down to the other thing to see the range. But I tell you what, this is super clear right there, like that, for sure. Got that nighttime sky. See if our frames are better. It's still 16, 17. Oh well. So time's moving slow because if you're below 20 frames per second, you have that slow rate of time. So I got to figure that out, why that is. Maybe I just need to reboot my machine or something. Who knows? O'Donovan, yeah, that's the problem. So, but what someone told me was that you crate up the plane, because it's a small plane. You get a bigger plane, like a prop plane, like I'm hoping the B1900D has the range to go across to Hawaii. Might have to be a jet, we'll see. And I'll have to learn how to fly a jet, because I've never flown a jet. I'll have to figure it out. And then you load the plane up and fly it there. So I'm going to figure it out as I go. So like I said, worst comes to worst, if I can't get it across the ocean, then I'll keep it in California. But I would, you know, maybe I can hire someone to do. I don't know. I'll figure it out, because I know you can hire people to ferry things for you and stuff like that. So I don't know. I got to figure all that out and see if it's plausible. But we'll see. Could be all for naught. What I'm hoping is, as I'm streaming this, someone will come along and tell me how to do it. That's what I'm hoping. So I have a sneaking hunch that that's Akron right in front of us there, all lit up on the horizon. Because we're about 19 miles away. I could get a ferry tank. A ferry tank? What? You mean like a ship? I don't know. My ace in the hole is to email the people that run FSEconomy and beg them to relocate the plane to Hawaii for me. I might have to end up doing that, because I'm sure they could do it. You know, I'm sure they could do it with, you know, in the coding. But I'm hoping not to have to do that. I don't know what you mean by ferry. What'd you say? Oh, a ferry tank. Oh, I see. I see. So basically, load the thing up with fuel. Well, if a full tank, if 50 gallons is like a full tank on this thing, I think pretty close, or 60 gallons. Yes, the range is going to be about 500 miles. So it's a 20. Isn't it a two? Is it a two? Is it a 2,000 mile trip to Hawaii? I gotta look. The numbers might not. It might have to be a jet. You know, might have to be like a MD-20 or something, MD-80 or whatever. I have to learn how to fly the stock MD-80 and stick it in there. So that's what I'm thinking is the fallback, because that plane should have the range to get to Hawaii. But we'll see. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I think so. The MD-80, there's a stock MD-80, I think, in X-Plane, and that has to have the range, right? We'll find out. All right, 12 miles, so that's definitely our airport up there. Don't know how it's configured, so we'll have to take it off autopilot, fly around, and figure that out, and then we'll land her. Now, I think what I'm going to do too is I'm going to make this plane unrentable, because I don't want people flying it back east when I'm flying it west. You know? I think I see the runway. Let me zoom in here and see if I can. Alright. So let me just make sure. I'm going to look on the chart here and make sure Akron's got two. Yeah, it's got 2 runways. Beautiful. Well, we could probably go to the left runway. We're general. It's a shorter runway, but we're general aviation, so get my rudder pedals ready to go here. We got 9 miles. You got to use that zoom function in VR so you can see stuff, man. It's like having binoculars. It's awesome. All right, cool. All right, so we're just about going to get lined up here. 8 miles out. So once I feel like we're pretty close to being lined up, I'll grab the plane and then we'll be good to go. So I got my mixture in. And we got, my tank is fine. I'm going to keep it on the left tank. Start to pull the throttle back a little bit. Alright, let's take her off autopilot now. And we got the plane. So one thing I have to remember with the SR20 is to slow her down before I hit the flaps, because if you don't, the nose comes up like a banshee. Alright, we're lined up nicely. $130 knots. All right, let's hit the flaps. I see the nose came up, but not too bad. I usually hit them when I'm going a lot faster. So that's a lesson learned. Get her down to about 120, 115 before you hit the flaps. We'll just fly at about 100 right now. Nice and easy. Got the beautiful pink, is it azure, I guess, or whatever? The pink sky in the west there. All right, flaps to full. Keep it around 90 knots. Nice having the lit up runway. All right, just wanted to get down a little bit more there before I get the nose up a little. Holding 90. Got 2 orange and 2 white, which is exactly what we want, right? Ease back on the throttle a little bit, coming down to mid-80s. Got a lot of runway. I hope we can butter the bread. Got some nice light there. Alright, past the piano keys. Throttling back, nosing up, throttling back, nosing up, throttling back, nosing up, nice and easy landing. That's not good. Come on, get me back in VR. Alright, throttle back. I lost VR there for a second, and that was the worst time in the world to lose it. Alright, let's hit the brakes here. My only complaint about this plane is I hate the sound. For the... Oh, come on, man. Come on. Come on, fly inside. Get me back in. Come on, guys. There we go. I do not like the sound that they use for the brakes. My only complaint about this plane. It wasn't a bad landing, even though I couldn't see half the time. It's okay. All right, we're back. We're in Dayton. One step closer to the goal. All right, let's taxi on out of here. Clear the runway. I have no idea where general aviation parking is, so we'll just pull over here somewhere, and probably over here. And we will call this a stream, guys. Alright, let me just shut this down here. Let's stop right here. Sorry, guys. Parking brake.
Brake set.
And shut this down. Get our lights off. Avionics off. I'll leave the battery on so we can see. And let me get my FSEconomy and collect my money. Oops. Finish flight. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just... Also, just a rule of thumb, best range of cruise speed is usually not full RPM, so you might have more range. Okay, might have more range than you think. And okay, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, right, it sucks when it happens like that. I'll keep that in mind about the range, thank you. All right, let's check out how we did with FSEconomy. Here we go, so... All right, let's go to log. Yeah, we made 1,300 bucks, not bad. Happy with that. Covered gas and made a little profit, and now we got our plane in Dayton. So I'm actually going to change this plane so that no one can rent it, because I don't want them bringing it back the other way, because that would really suck. And oops, do the right one here. There you go. Because that would suck. And anyway, yeah, till next time, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching. And let me just go outside here and show the... Can we see the plane? Oh, it's a little dark. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you like what you saw. Don't forget to subscribe for Bambino Games for more virtual reality, X-Plane flying, and next time, episode 2 of getting my SR20 to Hawaii. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great evening.